Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another beautiful day here at A Stable Life. We're starting things off getting the last bit of medicine prepared and ready for Samson. This is his last dose. I know, how exciting is that? It appears he's making a full recovery. We're very, very happy to hear about that. I'll show you guys him in a moment when we get him in for the morning. Now it's everyone's favorite time of day, feeding time. Right, Swade? Yeah, come on in. Morning, Swade. Morning, Fire. Morning, Declan. Morning, Odin. Morning, Danny. Hey, Tucker. Excuse me. Weather. Skywalker. Gavin. Poe. Casino. Sriracha. Archer. I got the 3 slow pokes coming in. Come on, boys. Come on. Our fence is still up. Well, that makes me a happy camper. Hey, Coco. Argento. Good morning. Champ. Come on. Come on. There you go, buddy. You did it. You did it. Good morning. Yeah. Buster, Rocky, you guys are anxious for your breakfast this morning. Well, I'm happy to provide. Here you go. There you go. There you go. That's the donkeys. Now we'll get the big guys in. Tucker and Samson. Good morning. There you go, boys. How'd a boy, Sam? He's getting good at this. Yeah, good stuff. Morning, Diego. Hey, Sarah. Good morning. Eb. Good morning. Jack. Good morning. George. Good morning. Ava. Good morning. Good morning, Ava. There we go. And that's all the horses. Just make sure they went to their stalls. Come on, George. With all the horses in, let's head on down to the hay barn now and get started turning out some 2025 hay. I'm really excited about this. Right. Good amount of hay in this one. Looking forward to tackling that project. We've got rain in the forecast, so today is going to be all about putting hay in the indoor feeders. The fence is up, but it's not at the same point in time. Kind of interesting. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks to me like the horses were in this last night. Look at this. Like, crossed in right here. La-da-dee, la-da-dee-doo, la-da-doo. Sweet! I'm so excited. This is a big day for us. All this work getting this hay barn ready to rock has finally arrived. We're finally at the point where we can actually start taking hay out of this barn for our use. And yes, we did have wet bales in here that was 2025 hay that was fed. But there wasn't really anything special about that. Those bales, we just sat them in here, no big deal, fed them immediately. These are bales that were stored in the hay barn, and this is the first time the barn is being used to feed, and it's kind of awesome. The immense amount of work over the past 2 years is kind of all converging in my mind on this moment, and it's really huge for me. It's really exciting, and I'm just really happy that we're at this moment. Let's feed some hay. I think what I'm going to try to do is a little different than my intended purpose. So there's 2 ways really that I can take this hay down. Way number 1 is I can take my bale spear and spear into the 3rd bale up. If I get a good enough bite, I can then pick up that 3rd bale and the 4th bale, bringing them back and setting them down, and then I can take them out. That's the first way. The second way is I can hook the very top of the 3rd bale, or I can hook the 2nd bale, the top of the 2nd bale, with the long spear, curl the spear down and back up, basically bringing the whole tower of bales down. That way, it's a little bit more fun to watch, and if I'm taking the whole stack, it's a little bit quicker on getting them down, provided there's no one else around, and there's no chances of it hitting anything important. Right now, because we've got a bunch of stuff that's towards the top of the barn, I'm going to attempt the safer, less entertaining way for obvious given reasons. Oh, this one's going right. Yeah, that's going right. Yeah, that's a really good bite. Wow, okay, here we go. I don't know if that worked, because that actually made that look really simple. That may be because these are third cutting bales. We'll see how well that works with first cutting, because I know when we were trying to stack these in the barn, it did not go any. All right, let's feed them. These ain't gonna last long. Oh, that is beautiful. Beautiful, man. Wow. That is cool. Oh, look at that. Combine's up there cutting corn. It's dark today. That took me, I kid you guys not, I finished an hour earlier than I usually do taking out hay. And that's actually taking my time too. Wow, I can get used to that. Hay's out, that was nice and simple. Fence, good to go. Let's head back to the horse stable. Okay, we're hooked up here. As you guys can see, corn harvest has officially started for our farm, which is exciting. Corn harvest is always a very exciting part of year. Years prior, I used to be quite involved in it. Kind of is my favorite time of the year. This year, I'm probably not going to have as big a role to share in it because of all my other responsibilities that I'm caring for. But that doesn't mean I can't run a grain wagon here and there when I have a free minute. And thankfully on the horse stable, things are looking pretty good right now. So we're gonna run a grain wagon for the afternoon until we gotta go feed horses. Which also means we're gonna get some good on corn harvest content. So that's exciting. There you go. Whenever you're running grain cart, I say grain cart, like this is a grain cart. Whenever you're running anything heavy, it's always good practice to have yourself parked facing out. That way, once you're heaviest, you're not doing all the turning on the axles with all the weight on it. You're doing all the turning on the axles when everything's empty. And when everything's fully loaded, you're already pointed the direction you need to go facing out of the field. So for grain, definitely want to make sure you're going that way because that's pretty heavy. But even for hay, you know, when you're coming in and you're getting loaded with a bunch of round bales or anything like that, get yourself situated so you're pointed out. That way you're set for loaded and heading out. Man, that thing's hell loud. So this is pretty cool. This field that he's currently harvesting with field corn right now, we spent a lot of time spreading manure in. We spreaded a lot of horse manure in this field. A lot of horse manure. And it's pure coincidence that the field I filmed him doing soybeans in, we spread horse manure in, and the field I'm filming him do field corn in, we spread horse manure in, because we only spread it in 2 fields. But it was concentrated, and what I want to show you guys is this. This is why you don't spread horse manure
on your hay fields, because this is what your hay fields are gonna look like. See all this? See all these weeds here? This section of the field is too steep. It doesn't probably look it on camera, but it's just too steep for us to plant. And so this is left alone here. And this is what the horse manure adds. These are all weeds the horses will not eat. Their body does not digest and passes into the manure. And so whenever you're spreading horse manure down, you have to be focusing on weeds, because otherwise you're gonna deal with a lot of weeds. Cows, they got the 4 stomachs. So a lot of what they eat is fully digested. And so you don't have that worry of those weed seeds coming through in their manure. Horses, you do have that concern. So there you go. Now you're able to see full circle. For those that are curious, this is one of Brian's favorite things to do. His first thing that he loves to do is plow. His second thing is harvest corn with a combine. We're good. Corn is not really an important crop that we farm on the farm. It's not a main cash crop. Our farm doesn't depend on the income from corn. Most of the corn that he's harvesting is actually fed for our own cows. Any excess gets fed to Pennsylvania state's animals, be it chickens, turkeys, cows. It stays local, but it's not a main cash crop for us. Our farm does not depend on corn and soybeans. Our farm depends on flowers and vegetables, is what is the main income producer, and beef. Beef is becoming a big one there too. Of course, you guys know my mom and I run the horse stable, which is adjacent to the farm, so it's a completely separate entity, but we're all the same family. I always love seeing corn harvest. We'll be coming through. I don't know if it'll be me, or if it'll be Peter, or if it'll be Daniel, or even Matthew. Could be one of us, but we come through with the rotary chopper and clean this whole section up. I know I'm the one that usually does it every year. I'm optimistic that I'll be able to do it, but if someone has a free moment, there's nothing to do, and they're feeling like they want to get out here with the tractor, I certainly am not going to stop them, because there's a lot of rotary chopping and cleanup that needs to be done. So it's a job that doesn't need to get done immediately. It just needs to get done before spring. Looks so big compared to that little wagon. I'm full, and he's very happy about that. That field's producing, man. That field's producing. Well, to the silo. Nice and muddy down here. Good stuff. All right, so we got to back this wagon up at a turn coming in, and I got to get it centered on this tractor right here, and then we can get it fired up in the grain heading up into the bin. I'd be surprised if I'm able to do this in one shot. Probably won't be, but that don't mean we're not going to try, right? Okay, straight back. Good deal. A little bit more, just a hair. This stuff's dry, it's just flowing out of this thing. There's a lot here. I was a little bit too far to the right, and I'm about 2 inches too far back. So I need to be about 6 inches forward and 2 inches to the left. I'll have to remember that for the next load. For everybody that doesn't understand how the farm works, I'll tell you quickly. Neat little thing. So this is an electric motor powering that belt. Sends power to that wheel right there, which then diverts it to a larger wheel, which sends power to this chain, which pulls it forward, pulling the corn mechanically off the wagon. Gravity takes over from there. This tractor, this auger is converting the power and then taking the grain all the way up this auger to the top of the bin, where gravity does the rest and drops it inside the bin. And if you listen, you can hear the corn hitting the side of the metal wall. Hear it? Pretty cool, right? And then over here, this is a giant fan that's sucking in all the air and blowing it underneath the bottom of the grain bin through a tiny little hole. That air then rises through all the grain and keeps it at a temperature, because if there's too much moisture, same with hay, fermentation ruins the whole crop. So we have to keep it dry. Dry is key. All right, on our way down the road, we passed Daniel. He's on his way back already to the farm with the truck load of corn. So we're keeping up with them so far, but we're doing the fields right next to the farm. So it's always exciting, because it's a game of, can we keep up with the combine? Because if we can't, that means the corn is so good that the trucks aren't able to move fast enough to and from the bin site to keep up with the harvester. It's just a good thing, it's a really good thing. I think he's coming. I think he's coming in somewhere around here, would be my guess. I hear it, just gotta wait to see it. Is that what you're getting right now?
Well, that's
what you got so far. That's crazy.
This is a little over 3.5 acres, this field.
Oh my gosh. Well, that was fun to be able to ride with Brian in the tractor in the combine. Now I gotta get this home. We're gonna go nice and slow, because as you guys saw, we're quite full. I didn't film it, so I can't prove it, but I only had to reposition one time, and we're perfect. How wild is that? I'd say wild. And I've learned from last time, I need to turn the tractor on first, because goodness, this comes out quick. Daniel.
My farming simulator training.
I think you got it, Daniel. I think you nailed it. In case you guys didn't know, this is Daniel's first time cutting corn, and we're catching it on film here. How about that?
First time doing anything. I thought I was going to break a snout off the ditch out there.
Is it easier than you thought, harder than you thought, or what you thought?
Oh, it's just making sure you don't break something.
The stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
I'd rather plant it.
Most people would rather harvest it than plant it.
I'd rather plant it.
There you go. You're clear. What you're looking at is the grain going into the holding tank. It is just pouring out in there.
We bumped it up, Joe. We're going faster.
I see that. I see that.
Still not going as fast as Dad told me to go.
How fast are you supposed to go?
He said 3.5. It scares me.
3.2 though feels good.
3.2 is fine.
Another load going by. I think this is hopefully the last load for this farm. I still got to feed horses yet this afternoon. I ended up going longer than expected, but that's okay. This is probably my one day of doing corn harvest this year, so. I think he's only got about 2 more swipes and then he's good. I think he's doing a great job for his first time running combine. He's got Peter in there to tell him anything that he needs to work on, so I think he'll be okay. Well guys, we actually got some packages that have arrived. So let's take a look and see what you guys have sent us. First up, we have more camping lights from Oregon Coastal Girl. So Oregon Coastal Girl, thank you very much. I definitely think we got enough camping lights. This will definitely take care of us for a considerable amount of time. Thank you very much. And last up, we got some horse treats, specifically the apple flavor nuggets. The horses absolutely love these. Got 1, 2, 3 bags of treats, and these are all from Anonymous. Anonymous, you know who you are. Thank you very much. That was very generous of you. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. It was so good having you with me today. It's been a long one, but corn harvest is always exciting, and it's really exciting that it just got started. If you haven't, don't forget to hit that like button. Remember to consider subscribing, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.